Copeland, after we met in June, you were supposed to testify on June 7th, 2024. Do you remember that?
All I know is I jump when y'all tell me to jump.
On that day, when you were supposed to testify, do you remember pleading the fifth?
Oh, when y'all locked me up?
When you got locked up because you pled the fifth. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
I never forget it.
All right. And you went to the Fulton County Jail, correct?
That's where y'all took me to.
And then you went to the DeKalb County Jail, correct?
That's where they took me to.
And then on Monday, June 10th, there was a meeting in the judge's chambers. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And that meeting was with you. Slow down. Sure. On that Monday, June 10th, there was a meeting in judge's chambers, correct?
Yes.
And that meeting was with you? You were there?
Yes.
Your attorney, Ms. Bumpus, was there?
And you was there?
I was there. Investigator Long was there?
Yes.
Okay. Another investigator, Hamilton, was there?
Trying to little short bald head dude?
Yes.
Yes.
And there were some sheriff's deputies, correct?
A lot of them.
All right. And the purpose of that meeting was to explain to you what would get you out of jail, correct?
I don't know. I don't know the purpose of it.
Okay. Did we discuss you getting out of jail?
We been there for a long time.
And did we discuss you getting out of jail?
Yeah.
All right.
It was some of it.
And do you remember Mr. Shaw and Mr. Steele asking you about those meetings last week?
I remember, I don't know which one asked me, but I remember being asked about it.
And isn't it true that there were some details missing from what they asked you last week?
You tell me.
During this meeting, were you able to talk to your attorney, Ms. Bumpus, on multiple occasions?
She sat right there with me the whole time.
And were there times when we left and you were able to talk to her by yourself?
I whispered in her ear.
Okay. But were there times when I left the room, the judge left the room, and you and Ms. Bumpus were in there and the two of you talked by yourself?
I think y'all probably left out before. I can't really remember.
And did I tell you in that interview that the only reason why you were in jail is because you pled the fifth?
That sounds like something you said.
Mm-hmm. And did I also tell you that so long as you testify that you would not be in jail?
Huh?
Did I also tell you that so long as you testified, you would not be in jail?
Well, me and you going back and forth.
Okay. And did I tell you that so long as you testified, you would not be in jail?
Yeah, but I was explaining to you why I didn't want to testify. And
did I tell you multiple times in that interview that the state of Georgia did not want you to be in jail?
That sounds like something you said.
Okay. And I didn't just say it one time, I said it. Do you need some water?
Nah, I've been coughing all weekend.
Okay. Did I say it to you multiple times in that interview that we did not want you in jail?
I think you said it the whole time.
Now, in that meeting, did I also tell you that I expected you to tell the truth?
And I told you that. I don't lie. If you keep going to the past, if you want me to tell the truth, you can't ask me about what I done told the police because when you know what I mean, I'm just going with the flow.
Okay. And do you also remember during that meeting, your attorney asking me if he gets on the stand and says things that aren't true, would I be okay with that?
If I wasn't talking, I don't know.
Do you recall Ms. Bumpus, your attorney, saying, if he says something, it'll be effect on it. If he says he did something and you know he's not telling the truth, what happens? And my response to you is, if he said he did something and he did not do that thing, and she said to me, if you believe he did not, so if you believe that he's lying about that, then I said, then no. If he admits to doing something on the stand and he did not do that thing, I'm going to ask him, this is the first time you're saying that. And she asked, and you have independent evidence to prove it wasn't him, then what? Then nothing. What do you mean? So she said, so you're okay with him if he got on the stand and said things?
Ms. Hylton, get to the question.
Is it true that I said, no, I want him to tell the truth. What have I always said to you? I want you to tell the truth. I don't know what's going to come out your mouth, but I expect you to tell the truth. Is that what I said to you?
You told me that if I say I killed Donovan Thomas and I ain't killed him, you're going to lock me up. You said that if I plead the fifth, you're going to lock me up. And from my understanding, whatever I had to say didn't matter. From my understanding.
And let's talk about the part about Donovan Thomas, correct? Do you recall me saying to you, and this was when, we talk a lot about perjury back in the chambers.
What's the other word is too that I was saying?
Purge. Remember we talked about
them
perjury?
2 different words. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Do you remember us talking about perjury, and perjury meaning lying on the stand?
I always get confused, but you know it.
Okay. And did you have your attorney ask me multiple times, if you testify and say something that I know isn't true, what would happen?
What you mean?
Did Ms. Bumpus ask me on multiple occasions, if you testify and say something that I know isn't true, what would happen?
You told me that I don't know. I was trying to get it down pat what you were saying, but cause you kept going back and forth about it, cause I wasn't understanding it, the purge and perjury, cause it sounded the same to me. Okay. And I was telling you that the stuff I said in the past was a lie. You gotta ask me now. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. When the judge was not present and it was just you, me, Investigator Long, and the sheriff's deputies and your attorney, did I ask you, did you plan on taking the stand and saying that you killed Nut to help your friends out because you had immunity? Did I ask you that?
I think I don't know if you asked me that, but I know I told you that I'm not admitted to no crimes.
Okay. And did you tell me you were not going to admit that you killed Nut?
Yeah, I'm not going to admit that.
Okay. And did I then tell you that if you planned on claiming a murder that you did not do, that is when you would be charged with perjury?
That's what you just said. That's what I just said. You said.
All right.
If I said it right, and you asked me when you questioned me, did I did, and I told you no.
So you talking about killing Nut? That at no point did I ever tell you if you just admit to killing Nut, you'll be charged with perjury. Did I ever tell you that?
I don't understand you.
This entire, I apologize, I know I object. Entire 10 minutes has been Prosecutor Hylton putting her credibility before the jury without being questioned at all. I can't question. So I object to this entire line of questioning.
I understand. Yes, sir, Mr. Short.
Is the entire transcript now open for questions?
No, it is not. She's not even asking him things about the transcript right now. She's asking him things that happened not on the transcript.
Now, last week, I believe Mr. Shard asked you if I told you you could say I don't recall to every question. Do you remember him asking you that?
I don't know. He pissed me off too, so I got frustrated when he was talking to me.
Do you remember your attorney asking me, can he say I don't recall to every question?
Which lawyer?
Ms. Bumpus. In that June meeting.
I don't.
Do you recall Ms. Bumpus saying, can he say I don't recall to every question? And my response to her was, I will hope that is not the truth, because I think there are some things you do recall and some things you don't. But the things you don't recall, you don't recall. And I will go through my process of what I do. Do you recall me telling your attorney that?
See, y'all don't understand. Like, I think don't nobody in this courtroom know how I feel to be sitting right here. It ain't about what I recall, what I remember, what I don't remember. It's the functioning of my brain as I'm sitting up here. It's like, I'm trying to answer y'all, but my brain is in and out. Like, I don't, you feel me? Like, I can't, you ask me, it's how you asking me the question. It better than I'm trying to comprehend what you saying and then answer truthfully, but it sounds like a trick question because I don't know how to answer these questions. When me and you talk without being in the courtroom, you taught me on a level where I can understand you good. But when you get right here, the question that you asked me made me feel like I'm in an interrogation room, so I don't know how to answer your questions.
In that meeting, back in June, a few months ago, do you remember me telling you that I just want you to be truthful?
Yes.
Okay. And do you
Overruled.
And do you remember me saying to you, I don't know what your current truth is, but I know what you told the police back in 2015?
Objection. Personal observations of a non-witness.
Overruled.
Do you remember having that conversation in the judge's chambers?
Yeah, because I told you that. Y'all don't got, like, y'all don't know that, like, y'all don't know. And you said out your mouth that, yeah, you're right. We don't know what you're going to say and what your truth is. So.
And do you remember me telling your attorney to talk to you about what impeachment is?
I thought that was the same word as the other perjury, whatever.
But
Ain't it the same?
I can't answer that question for you, but do you remember, did I tell your attorney to talk to you about impeachment?
Talk to me about impeachment?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know most of the time we was talking like my only thing was I was in jail and I didn't understand what was going on. I just felt like I don't know.
Now, also in that meeting, you said I did these crimes. Do you remember saying that I did these crimes?
Because I don't want my family I don't want my nephews and them to hear the stuff that I did.
Okay. When you said you did these crimes, what crimes were you talking about?
I don't recall.
When you say you don't recall, what do you mean?
That I ain't speaking on it.
Were these crimes that occurred back in 2015 or crimes that happened more recently?
I don't commit crimes. I changed my life.
So when you said I did these crimes and Mr. Steele asked you about that, or Mr. Shard, what crimes were you talking about that you did?
I guess the ones in my dream, the nightmares, whatever. I don't know. I don't get what you're asking me.
In that June interview, in that June meeting that happened a few months ago, and Mr. Steele or Mr. Shard asked you about this last week, you said, I did these crimes, I'm telling you that. And my response to you was, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm asking you today, what crimes were you talking about back in June that you said you committed?
I ain't committed no crimes.
Are you saying you haven't committed any crimes recently?
The crimes I committed for, y'all locked me up for them.
Okay. So then when you said I did these crimes, were you talking about things that happened in 2015?
I'm talking about the crimes y'all caught me for.
Okay. And to be clear, were you talking about any crimes that are charged in this present indictment?
I'm not a part of it, so I don't know. I never read this indictment and don't want to read it or hear nothing about it.
And let's be fair. Were you in custody between June 10th, 2015 and February 2019?
Can you say that again?
Were you in custody between June 10th of 2015 to February 28th, 2019?
February 28th,
Yes. God bless.
2019.
Yes. God bless you.
Can you
When did you get out of federal custody?
September 12th, 22nd, one of them days, 2019.
Okay.